Wow. Hey, my friends, how's it going? That's right, it's Real Life Ernie, and welcome to our second installment of Storage Anonymous. That's right, my friends. So, you see this awesome rocking chair? We have to donate that today. So we're going to talk about one of the main reasons why people have storage lockers, okay? And we're going to talk about our two moms. We're going to talk about Linda's mom, we're going to talk about my mom, and we're going to talk about their stuff. So, we just got done emptying out my mom's storage locker, which is over there. They empty one at the door. And you see these items here? This is some stuff we have to donate. Now these two items right here, this item and this item we have to keep, okay? And it has to go inside my storage locker. But my friends, this is just the donation part of my mom's stuff. The stuff that we're gonna keep, that's in the locker. Okay, now, that's because my mom, she moved in with us, my friends. And I know a lot of you folks have your parents moving in with you. And that's another reason why you have a storage. Now, the main reason why most of you have a storage, my friends, when it comes to parents, is because sadly, you had a parent pass. And they moved on to the other side. And then you have their stuff. Now, that stuff is harder to get rid of. My mom's still alive, it's easier to get rid of the stuff. Now, our mom that passed, Linda's mom, and that's a lot tougher, my friends, because that has emotions. That's the stuff that's hard to get rid of. So in our last video, the front half of the storage was our stuff. The back half is stacked to the ceiling. That's our mom's. That's Linda's mom's stuff. And we've been slowly going through it. It takes time. It's hard. Now the first couple of months we had that, we couldn't even touch a box without my poor sweet getting emotional. You're gonna cry, huh, baby? Okay, my honey pie's gonna cry. Okay. But it's because this is important and this is real. All right, you guys, you ready? Now, Linda hasn't seen this. She hasn't seen what the locker looks like.
Oh.
Now, my friends, this is a reality for a lot of people.
Oh my.
This is my mom's furniture, my friends, and some other items, okay? Now, I had a little open space and stuff, but yeah. So this is, but luckily, fortunately, my mom's still, thank God, still with us. So I'll be able to get rid of some of this stuff like no problem, okay? But yeah, but this is an issue that a lot of families are dealing with, my friends. And I hope I didn't make you feel bad by saying you're a hoarder. Now, myself, I am kind of a hoarder. I have a hard time throwing stuff away. I don't say trash and crap. I just have all kinds of like cool little knickknacks and crap and collectibles and like picture frames. I used to be a framer. But my friends, this is a reality for a lot of people, is having to deal with your parents. Now this is the main reason why Linda and myself are so adamant about getting our storage cleared out, because we don't want our daughter to have to deal with this, okay? And unfortunately, when it's not your fault, my friends, if you have a storage locker, okay? I was just hyping it up, but this is the reality for a lot of families, is having to either take on a sibling or to take on a parent and have to move into your house because they're ill, or they're too old, or they just need to stay with you. I mean, there's various reasons, my friend, you to help out family. Now, that back half that's stacked to the ceiling, and then that's our mom's stuff. That's Linda's mom's stuff. And some of this furniture is Linda's mom's furniture, But it's tough, my friends. It's tough. It's really hard to deal with, when you have relatives. But like I said, fortunately, my mom is still alive, so this stuff is going to be easy to deal with because there's no emotional attachment to it. It's just stuff. I still got my mom. Okay, but it's harder for my sweetie pie because every one of those things in the back, it brings back a memory of her mom. So not only is it stuff, you got to back up so you can see me, honey.
And it's not only my mom, but my dad too.
Yeah, so there's memories, okay? And so that's something that's really hard. Now, this is what gets tough, is sometimes you gotta let those things go, okay? Not the memories, but the objects, okay? So the hardest part, my friend, is to be able to separate those two, where you can convince yourself and let yourself know that, yeah, that item was the catalyst for that memory, but that item is not the memory, okay? And see, once you can reach that plateau, Now Linda's at that point now where she can do that, you know, and it's not easily though. I'm not gonna lie, it's still not easily, but she can do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, now the funny thing is my brother and sister-in-law are going through the same thing right now with their, because the same mom, you know, sisters, and so it's harder. Now, I was trying to give my brother-in-law advice to saying that I had to help Linda with this. She couldn't do it alone. Okay, we got rid of a lot of stuff. Now, half this locker was her mom's stuff, but the thing about it is anytime my honey touched something, she would cry. So this is something we did as a team. Okay. So what I would have to do is I would actually have to hold the object, okay, not let her touch it, and then I would have to remind her, yes, honey, you know, this reminds you of your mom, but this is not the memory, this is just the catalyst, just the object. My friends, that is the hardest hurdle to cross. Once you can separate that emotional attachment from the object itself, then you have crossed a major threshold, my friends, because, and I'm guilty of that, okay? Now, a lot of my shopping was because I was depressed. So I would go and buy movies. I would get depressed, go to the mall, come home with movies, okay?
We have a lot of movies.
We have a lot of movies because I was always depressed. You know, I'm very good natured and I'm a happy guy, but I'm a human being and I have feelings, okay? And sometimes when you're overly happy, it's like, you know, you're overly sad. There's always a balance. And that's the thing, my friend, and it's all about the balance. Now, this seems overwhelming, okay? Now, the key to this, okay, now, I know this is probably bad. I know some people probably have more, some have less. But my friends, the key is not to be overwhelmed, okay? Now, when you open this door and you see all this stuff, you say, oh my God, it's going to take me forever to empty this. I'm never going to empty this. But my friends, a journey starts with a single step. So the first thing you do is you just focus on the big things you can kind of get rid of fast, the furniture. Now, unfortunately for us, the thrift stores in my part of town right now, they're not taking big furniture items. But luckily for us, my mom's furniture items are going to go inside our home once we get the flooring done, and they'll be bringing it. This is a cool like leather ottoman, and some, you know, and then we'll be back to boxes again, and that's the easy stuff to deal with, you know, because most of this donations and a lot of books, a lot of games. I've already donated a lot of board games already, but this is something that just came up. We had to get my mom's locker emptied out because it's a financial drain. Now that's another important reason why you need to get rid of the lockers. Not only is it a financial drain, my friends, it's an emotional drain. Because every time you come to this locker, you think, oh my God, I got to empty that locker, and it weighs on you. And then you start thinking about the money, you start thinking about what you could have bought. But you can't let your mind go there, or you'll never succeed, okay? That's just how things are. That's the reality. You have to spend money in life. That's just how it is. And now sometimes, you know, you have to spend on this kind of stuff. You know, but what it is some things are priceless. You know, I have a little drawing that my daughter made me somewhere in one of these boxes when she was like little. You know, I got a Band-Aid when she was like 3 years old because she had an owie. I had to put a Band-Aid on her. I saved that. I got a little photo album, okay? And for me, that's worth like priceless, you know, because that was my daughter as a little kid asking her papa to help her with an owie. Now, she probably wouldn't even remember, but I do. And I think about that all the time when I look at that little crusty old Band-Aid in my photo album. You know, but God, it brings back the memories. And that's why people are hoarders, because I could have thrown that Band-Aid away. I have the memory, you know, but I'm holding on to a Band-Aid. And she's like, what, Ernie? It's only a Band-Aid. How much room could that take up? And that's how you get into this trap, my friends. Oh, God, I'm only going to save this. How much room could it take up? My friends, I'm 59 years old, and how much room did it take up? This much room. Yes, my friends. Now, fortunately, our house is not all nasty looking and gross, okay? Because we have this. Now, if I didn't have a storage locker, you know, you guys would never see me because I would have fell down and had a box fall on me. And there'd be no more Ernie making cartoon videos.
Our house would have looked like this.
Yeah, but no. You know, so that's why we pay the extra money, so our house doesn't look like the hoarder house. But it still weighs on me. I still think about this. I still talk about what I have to do on my days off. This is my days off, my friend. You know, and so, but the thing about it is I'm not the only person struggling with this. There's many families across America struggling with this. With storage lockers they shouldn't have to buy and, you know, pay for, and it's not affordable, my friends. $10,000. Oh, you know, it's $225 a month. Okay, And that's because I'm grandfathered in at the cheap price. It's higher now. My mom's storage locker, which is way smaller, was more than this one. It was $237 a month. But since I'm grandfathered in, I get the cheap price. But I got to get out of here because this is not the kind of grandpa I want to be. I don't want to be, don't want to be storage grandpa. I want to be grandpa with carefree. And so that's my big mission. That's why I'm so adamant. Because the last thing I want to do is leave my daughter a mess. And the problem is I have some collectibles that are worth some money. So I want to make sure that she doesn't have to dig through this trash and throw something away that can help my grandson's college fee and stuff. Because I used to work at a comic book store. I got 5,000 comic books, okay? And I got all kinds of junk. But I say it's junk, but it's actually collectibles to the right people. But to get back on track, we're talking about family, okay? And so you want to empty out your lot? Okay, so my friends, the part of us in the Storage Locker Club who have lockers, that's me. I'm the president. Not only I'm a member, I'm the president, okay? My friends, we owe it to our families to at least try to empty these lockers out, okay? Because once we pass, my friends, once we walk on to the next side, our families are having to deal with a lot of grief, okay? And the last thing they have to deal with is this. Now, when Melinda's mom passed, not only did we have to deal with the storage locker situation of emptying her house, we had to sell her house at the same time. So it was a double whammy. And that's usually how it goes for people nowadays, You have to either not only are you getting your parents' stuff, you have to deal with trying to sell the house. And if you have more than one relative involved, it makes it even harder. Fortunately, it was just Linda and her sister, and they agreed on things. That made it easy. But my friends, you are not alone. If you have a locker, don't be embarrassed. I didn't mean to embarrass you on the last locker. I was trying to be dramatic, okay? But I'm included, and I'm guilty as charged. I got a lot of stuff. I got Band-Aids from a little 6-year-old. Now, who doesn't remember getting the owie? And I think she was running and fell down. I don't remember it was. It was on her knee. That's why the Band-Aid didn't stay on. That's why I kept it. Okay, my friends. Hey, don't worry about it if you have a locker, as long as you try, okay? So I have to squeeze these 2 items in here, okay? So, yeah. And now, the thing about this is going to be kind of precarious, This is not going to be like the stacking job I like, because I'm at the point now, I got to deal with this stuff, my friends.
Move the broom.
No, yeah, the broom comes with, no, this is our broom that stays in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is our broom that stays in here. So as you see, my friend, I am totally maxed out. I have no more room. It's to the wall. So now I have to deal with this stuff. Now after we leave here, we're going to take and donate these items. Now unfortunately, that little chest thing that's right over there, I'm going to have to throw that away because it got all scratched up and beat up, and plus they're not taking furniture, and since it's only the press wood, it's okay to get rid of it. Now we're going to try to donate this rocking chair because this is nice wood, and unfortunately we would love to keep this, but we can't because we don't have the room. And so it would be nice to have, it'd be nice and comfortable, but realistically, my friends, we'll never sit in that chair. It'll just gather dust, it'll be outside. So the best thing you do is if you can't use the item, make sure you donate it, because somebody else might find the joy. Because that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure, that's 100% true. Now for us, this is just junk I'm getting rid of, but some bachelor guy, that might be the cool item he might want. And there's an exercise machine and some weights. You never know. But my friends, we'll see you next week when we start tackling this mountain. One pebble at a time, one step at a time, my friends. You can empty the ocean with a thimble at a time if you have the patience and the longevity.
I was going to say, that would take a long time.
I know. And this is my ocean. And this truck is my thimble. Okay, my friends, you guys have a great day. And we'll see you next week when we have another healing session of Storage Anonymous.